Okay, guys, welcome back to economics class, session number 1 today. Okay, so moving to the textbook directly, non-competitive markets. Non-competitive markets, last and final chapter from our textbook, microeconomics. Microeconomics. So, the last class we discussed about monopolistic competition. Okay, monopolistic competition. We completed that. Next, we discussed about how do firms behave in oligopoly. Oligopoly. So, what is oligopoly? Can anyone tell me? What is oligopoly? What is oligopoly? Anyone? What kind of market condition is termed as oligopoly? Now, Tomlin George, tell me, Tomlin George. What is oligopoly? Lost connection with the Tomlin, I think. Anjo Sibi, what is oligopoly, Anjo Sibi? Anjo?
Market structure.
It's a market condition where we are able to find what we are able to find there. Many firms, one firm, few firm, two firms. What is the correct answer? Choose the correct answer, Mr. Anjo. Okay, what is the answer, Mr. Ashish Benny?
Two firms.
Two firms or few firms.
Two.
Okay, we know that the answer is few firms, right? And if only two are there means the condition is termed as duopoly, right? Duopoly. Okay, so here it is oligopoly. Clear? So if the market as a particular commodity consists of more than one seller but the number of sellers is few, the market structure is termed as oligopoly. The special case of the oligopoly where there are exactly two sellers, that time we can call it as duopoly. Okay, so that's it. Okay, and we discussed almost all these aspects here. Second paragraph, given that there are few firms, the output decision of any one firm would necessarily affect the market price and therefore the amount sold by the other firm has also their total revenue. So in a monopolistic condition, okay, consider here it is duopoly. Okay, there are a few, sorry, not duopoly, oligopoly, few firms are there. If one firm taking a decision related with the supply and price of the commodity, definitely the other firms also want to take steps related with the steps or ideas that used by the first firm, right? Only few firms are there, so it is important for them to sell their commodity and maximize their profit. Okay, if one firm took any particular idea or strategy, other firms also want to use the same or to compete with the first firm. Okay, compete with the first firm. So just keep that idea in your mind. Okay, it is therefore only to be expected that other firms would react to protect their profits. Clear? So, if one firm is doing something to increase their profits, other firms are not doing something related with the first firm's attitude or activity, it will create loss for them. It will create a loss for them. Clear? Yes or no? So, all the firms want to take necessary steps or actions to maximize their profit in an oligopoly market structure or market condition. Okay, fresh decisions about the quantity and price of their own output. So, what decision they have to take? They have to take fresh decisions. Clear about the quantity and the price of their own output. Okay, they want to fix the quantity, first decision on the quantity, first decision on the price of the commodity and output production. They have to decide it. Okay, to improve their profit, profit. There are various ways in which this can be theorized. We briefly explain two of them. So there are various ways are there to explain the decision that can be taken by or that will use by firms under oligopoly. So firstly, here we are taking a condition called a duopoly. Two firms are there. Okay, already we discussed in the last class. Let's observe one more time and understand the things properly here. Firstly, duopoly firms may collude together and decide not to compete with each other and maximize total profit of the two firms together. So first activity, what they will do, they will sit and discuss and they will fix. Only two firms are there, right? So they will sit and discuss and they will fix a particular price for the commodity and a particular output and supply for the commodity to maximize the profit, because they don't want to compete to other. Okay, if they are competing, it will create a problem for their profit maximization. So they will sit together and they will discuss together and they will fix a particular price for the commodity, which means now the duopoly is working as a monopoly. Clear? But two firms are there, right? In monopoly, only one firm, they will decide what to produce, okay, when to produce, okay, or how to produce, that kind of things they will think alone. But coming to the case of duopoly, in the first case, or first one activity is there, what is that? They will sit together and they will fix a price. Both the companies will sell that for that same price, both will supply the same quantity, both will produce the same quantity. So, in the duopoly will change into a monopoly, but we are able to find the two firms. Clear? One condition is like that. Second condition, take the case of the duopoly where each of the two firms decides how much quantity to produce by maximizing its own profit, assuming that the other firm would not change the quantity that it is supplying. Next one, okay, both these firms will decide or take decisions independently, but think here, two firms are there, firm A, good. So give me 1 minute. Okay, so firm A and firm B, two firms. Okay, so firm B will take decisions related with the supply and price that fixed by firm A. Clear? So take the case of the duopoly where each of the two firms decides how much quantity to produce by maximizing its own profit, assuming that the other firm would not change the quantity that it is supplying. So assuming that, so firm B is assuming, they are thinking and keeping in its mind or that firm's mindset that A is producing 100 units. They are not making any changes in that supply. Okay, price is fixed to 20 for that 100 units. Okay, so it is fixed. So B is assumed that firm A is producing 100 units this time and they fixed the price for 1 unit, it is rupees 20. So as per that plan, Okay, so firm B always will think about the activity of firm A, and firm A will think about the activity of firm B in the market, and they will take decisions as per that assumption. Okay, so underline that. Okay, secondly, take the case of a duopoly where only two firms existing, where each of the two firms decides how much quantity to produce by maximizing its own profit, assuming that the other firm would not change the quantity that it is supplying. Clear? So the assumption is nothing but other firm is not going to make any changes in the supply or the price that fixed by that particular firm in the market. Okay, so we can examine the impact using a simple example where both the duopolistic firms have zero cost. So we are going to discuss the second condition. The first condition, both will sit together and will fix the price and supply and output. So the first condition, they are behaving as a monopoly with two firms, Okay, but the second condition, the firms will think about or check the activity of the second firm, and they will supply the product in the market. So think here, the cost is zero. Zero. Here we can examine the impact of using a simple example where both the duopolistic firms has a zero cost. Okay, they don't want to pay or they are not spending anything to produce the products. A similar situation in the case of monopoly was earlier. So already we studied about a condition of zero cost by the firm in monopoly, right? What is that? The well, right? Studied or not? Only one well is there. Okay, the owner of the well is able to manage how much quantity of the water can draw from the well by the consumers, right? He is able to manage. Okay, so the cost incurred by the well owner is 0 rupees, and he is able to fix the price. And finally we studied that for zero cost 20 buckets he is able to sell. Remembering that? Okay, so the same condition we are explaining here. A similar situation in the case of the monopoly was earlier considered in the simple case of zero cost in the section 6.1.4 already studied. Recall that in that case we are able to show that given straight line demand curve, the maximum quantity demanded by the consumer was 20 unit at zero price. Okay, so we are going back to 6.1.4. So check here. Okay, here zero cost. In the zero cost, we came to an assumption that for rupees 20, he is able to sell the maximum number of products there. So just for example, that time we discussed that the demand curve is a straight line one, a straight one. Okay, and we are here using the same technique. Okay, 20 units at zero price. So, and this would have been the equilibrium in case of the perfectly competitive market structure. Given a monopoly structure, the quantity supplied was 10 units at a price of rupees 5. Now, to discuss this, we are using 2 digits here. The quantity supplied is 10. And the price is 5. Clear? It can be shown that whenever the demand curve is a straight line, the total cost is 0. The monopolistic find it most profitable to supply half of the maximum demand of the good. Okay, so as per the monopolistic concept, we already studied that to create the maximum profit, always want to supply half of the demand. Clear? Always want to supply half of the demand to maximize the profit. That's what we learned in the monopolistic condition. So let us use the same example to examine the outcome of the case. There were two duopoly firms, A and B, having the manner described above. So here in a duopoly, two firms are there. Already we know that it's A and B. A and B also using the same technique. So they know about the demand in the market, and they know about the other firms supply in the market. So discussing here, assume that firm B supplies 0 unit of the good, then realizing that maximum demand is 20 units. So the demand it is 20, right? Okay, demand is 20. Okay, but here the product produced, it is 10, I mean supply was 10 and price is rupees 5. Just to keep that idea in your mind there. The demand is 20. Demand is 20. Okay. And firm A is assuming that firm B is supplying zero quantity good. Zero quantity good. So what is the demand in the market? What is the demand in the market? 20, right? Already we wrote here the demand for the good, that is 20. Demand for the product is 20. Two firms are there in the market. One is A, the other is B. Okay. Firm A is assuming that firm B is not producing anything as per the demand. So the supply of firm B is zero. Clear? So who can supply that entire demand? Firm A can do that, right? 20 out of 20 they can produce and supply in the market because B is producing zero. B is producing a zero, but firm A will not do that. Why? Okay, firm A realizing that maximum demand is 20 units would decide to supply half of it. Already we studied in a monopolistic condition. Half of the supply should be, half of the demand should be supplied in the market, so they can maximize the profit. So 20 divided by 2, that is 10. That is a 10. So firm A will supplying 10 units. Okay, clear or not? So first case, B is producing zero. So firm A came to know that 20 is the demand in the market. So they know that if they are supplying entire 20 units, they are unable to create a maximum profit. So they will supply only half of that. So they will produce 10 and supply in the market. Okay, that time firm B would realize that out of the maximum demand of 20 units, a demand of 10 units still exists and hence would supply half of it. Okay, so that time firm B came to know that what is that total demand in the market, it is 20, in which A supplied 10, again 10 requirement is there in the market, 10 more required in the market, right? So they also will produce not 10 but just half of the 10 to maximize the profit. They will produce, or B will produce 10 by 2, that is 5. That is 5. Idea clear? Okay. 5. Okay. Still exists and hence would supply half of it, that is 5 units. Since firm B has changed its supply from 0 to 5 units, firm A would realize that the total demand is 15 units and supply half of it, 7.5 units. 7.5 units. Okay. Now what happens? Firm A came to know that instead of 0 unit, now firm B is producing 5. So total demand in the market, it is 20. Clear or not? 20, right? Clear or not? In which firm B produced 5 already. So that is the balance there. 15 only. Clear? And for the next step, firm A will produce just half of the 15. Which means 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5. Is this idea clear? So it will continue like this. Okay. In this fashion, the two firms would keep making moves. It can be shown that these lead to an equilibrium. Let us examine these steps. So finally, it will reach. Okay, these steps will reach the equilibrium. Again, they are doing so. They will face loss there. So they will not do that. Okay, up to equilibrium, they will do the same. So you can see here, step A 0, step 2A 1 by 2, 20 is equal to 2 by 2. That is 10 here. 3 is equal to B. That is step of the second firm. 1 by 2 into 20 minus 1 by 2, that means 20 divided by 2 minus 20 divided by 4. Okay, second step. Fourth step as like this. Again A will produce the half of the demand in the market. Fifth step, again B will produce the half of the demand in the market, like that. So just observe this table carefully. So we can rewrite like this: 20 minus 2 minus 20 minus 4 plus 20 divided by 8 minus 20 divided by 16 plus 20 divided by 32 minus, here you can see 20 divided by 64, just doubling. Okay, clear? Understanding or not? Okay, So the total quantity supplied in the market equals the sum of the quantity supplied by the two firms, that is 20 minus 3 plus 20 minus 3, that is 2 multiplied by 20 by 3. Clear? So 20 by 3, that is the final answer, that is the equilibrium, that is the equilibrium there. So it's a mathematical calculation, you want to observe that properly, and we are able to express that with the help of a formula here. Here P is equal to 10 minus 0.5 Q for Q is equal to 40 minus 3, the price is 10 minus 20 minus 3, that is rupees 3.33 is the equilibrium price. 3.33 is the equilibrium price. We can calculate that with the different numbers also. I will give some examples for you. Next class we'll discuss that calculation. Okay. So even in the case where there are a positive cost, the mathematics only becomes more complex. So we can easily understand that this mathematical calculation is not that easy, right? Okay. So the base idea should be there. Okay. Hope you understood. It is clear for you. One more time I will explain that what happened here. Happened here. So remember, in a duopolistic condition, duopoly, the situation of the market is a duopoly where two firms are existing. Two firms are existing, firm A and firm B. Firm A and firm B. Okay, here what is the situation here? Both firms will observe what the other firms doing. Clear? So these firms know that the demand for example, they are producing soap, for example, they are producing soap. So in the market, demand for soap, it is 20. Demand for soap, it is 20. Clear or not? What is the function of the firms? They have to meet the demand. They have to produce the product as per the demand. Okay. But in monopolistic competition, we already studied, firms are able to maximize the profit only supplying half of the demand. Only supplying half of the demand, right? Yes. Okay. So firm A producing and supplying 10 units, B also producing and supplying 10 units, means what will happen there? Are they able to create profit? No. The supply by these two firms, that equal to the demand, so no firms are able to create the maximum profit there, so they will observe what the other firm is doing. Okay, so firm A came to know that this time B is not producing anything, their production is 0. Okay, so firm A can produce 10, the demand is 20, so firm A can produce 10, half of the demand, because B is not producing. Clear? Okay. The same time B came to know that, firm B came to know that A produced 10. Clear? A produced 10. The demand for the product in the market, it is 20. So 20 minus 10, the balance demand is 10. Balance demand is 10. So B cannot produce that entire 10 because monopolistic market, if they want to maximize the profit, they have to produce only half of that. Clear? So B produced 10 by 2, 5 units. So what is the total supply in the market? A plus B, 10 plus 5, it is 15. Clear? Clear? Okay. So this is the first and second step. Coming to the third step, again A came to know that B's production that increased to 0 to 5. B's production increased from 0 to 5. So 20 minus 5, 15 is the present market demand. 15 is the present market demand, right? So they will produce only half of the demand. So 15 divided by 2, 7.5. 7.5. It will go like this. Okay. Up to an equilibrium. When they reach that equilibrium, again they will not go for this kind of steps because they know that again they are doing the same, means it will lead to loss for that firm there. Okay, so this is what we explained through this mathematical explanation. Okay, so observe this clearly, and we will do some problems in the next class. Okay, here in the case where there are positive costs, the mathematics only becomes more complex, but the results are similar. That through a very large number of moves and counter moves. So almost all these two firms, one firm will move with one idea, other firm will come with a counter move. What do you mean counter move? The second firm also want to exist in the market, right or not? If they want to produce more profit, they have to beat the idea of the first firm. Clear? They have to beat the idea of the first firm. Then only the people will purchase. For example, coming to the case of some cars, a vehicle market, right? Clear? If one particular company produced a particular brand car, next month or within 2 months, we are able to find that it's a rival company also producing the almost a car like that produced by the first firm, right? Okay, with almost the same specifications, okay, or same what we can say price in the market, like that they will produce the product. Clear? So always we are able to find that. So if we are observing in the Indian market, we are able to find a number of different brands cars with different shapes and different specification. That is because of this competition, right? If there is no competition, still we are able to see only one car, that is Ambassador, Hindustan Motors Ambassador. If there is no competition. Clear or not? Or Maruti Udyog Limited's Maruti car. Only 2 cars we are able to find, right? Understand? Okay. But because of this competition, the companies want to exist in the market. So they will produce the products and they always attracting the people to purchase their the products there basically. So now what we learned is not connected with this particular situation. For example, I told here only 2 firms are there, duopolistic market. Okay. So if one firm is subjugating under the power of the other firm, definitely they have to exit from the market. There is no existence for them, so they have to compete. One economical policy they will keep in their mind. What is that? Firms want to maximize the profit. Only they want to supply half of the market demand. Then only they can improve the profit. More than that, if it is more than that, means what will happen? The price of the commodity will decrease, right? More the supply to the market, what will happen? Price of the commodity will decrease. Clear? Understand? That's it. Okay, but one firm is deciding that, okay, if you wanted to close or close the business of the second firm, they will supply the entire quantity for low cost. Clear or not? So I already told you that in the case of a monopolistic market, Jio is doing the same. Okay, clear? They started from 0 monthly charge to 99 monthly charge to 199 monthly charge to 299 monthly charge. Now it is 599 is a monthly charge of Jio. Okay, so first they spend more to eliminate other firms in the markets. They eliminated, and now what is that? They increase their cost like anything because most of the people are their customers. Clear? So that's a simple techniques almost all the firms will use to improve their profits. Okay, clear? Okay, thirdly, even in the case where there are positive costs, the mathematics only become more complex, but the results are similar. That though a very large number of moves and counter moves, the 2 firms reach equilibrium quantity of total output. The quantity produced by both firms together is more than what a pure monopoly would have produced and lesser than that produced in the market structure was perfectly competitive. Underline that. The equilibrium market price is naturally lower than the case of pure monopoly and higher than under perfect competition. So duopoly, in a duopoly, the price and the supply of the goods, okay, in its equilibrium, it is lower than the case of pure monopoly, okay, and higher than the perfect competition. Okay, that's it. Hope this idea is clear. Okay, next one. Thirdly, some economists argue that oligopoly market structure makes the market price of the commodity rigid. Rigid in the sense of no changes. Okay, concrete. That is, the market price does not move freely in response to change in demand. The reason for this lies in the way in which oligopoly firms react to a change in the price initiated by any firm. If one firm feels that price increase would generate higher profit and therefore increases the price at which it sells its output, other firms do not follow. The price increase would therefore lead to a huge fall in the quantity sold by the firm, leading to a fall in its revenue and profit. So if 2 firms are there, one firm suddenly will not increase the price of the commodity, right? Two firms are there. Just observe here again, A and B. Two firms are there. A is selling the product for 20 rupees. B also selling for the 20 rupees per unit. Okay. So A came to know that if you are increasing the price of the commodity, they can create more profit. So A increased the price of the commodity to 20 to 25. 20 to 25. But this is not good for A because still B is selling that for 20 rupees, right? So consumers will purchase that. So it will create a problem for firm A. So they will not change price. Okay, clear or not? They will not make any changes in the price. Even B also will not make any changes in the price there. Okay, clear? So the price increases would therefore lead to a huge fall in the quantity sold by the firm, leading to a fall in its revenue and profit. It is therefore not rational for any firm to increase their price. On the other hand, a firm may estimate that it could earn a larger revenue and profit by selling a larger quantity of output and therefore lower the price at which it sells the commodity. So they will always try to sell more quantity in the market with lower price. Other firms would perceive this action as a threat and therefore follow the first firm and lower their price as well. If any firm is reducing the price, definitely the other firm also will reduce the price. The increase in the total quantity sold due to the lowering of price is therefore shared by all the firms, and the firm that had initially lowered the price is able to achieve only small increase in the quantity it sells. Okay, clear? So before 2 weeks we read in the news in the newspaper there in one particular place in Malappuram. Okay, so there are only 2 beef stalls are there. I mean beef selling stalls, meat selling stalls there. Okay, so basically it's example for a duopoly competition. Clear? So we know that the average market cost for that particular product is 1 kilogram is 340 rupees. 340 rupees. Okay. Clear or not? So leave the term beef. One food item. Okay. Clear or not? That is for Kerala context, there is no trouble with that word beef anyway. I am using the term here. Okay. So one stall sold that for 300 rupees. Price reduced. And it will attract more buyers, right? Yes or no? The firm is able to attract the more buyers. Of course, attracted. Okay. Then it forced the other firm or other stall to reduce the price into 250. Clear? 250. Now, they will attract more buyers than the firm B. The firm B also will reduce that. They reduced to 180. As a result of that, all the village people, all the people in that particular area, they queued up in front of the shops. Okay. Led to a traffic jam, a blockout of the national highway. Okay, clear or not? That's what the news printed in the newspapers before 2 weeks. Clear? So right, with the competition between these 2 small beef selling stalls. Okay, so these 2 smalls are able to create this kind of trouble in the society. Think about the huge companies. They will do the same. Right or not? That's what we'll read here. So if one firm is reducing the price, definitely the other firm also will reduce, or else it will lose its buyers. Okay, everyone, it's time to wind up now, and we will meet in the next session. Okay, thank you. To the direct.